fatigue, bloating, low energy, and frustrations are everywhere. Are people genuinely healthy today, or they are just following the trends which are over the social media without understanding what their body needs? Namaskar and welcome to Live Your Best Life Unscripted, where wellness is honest, practical, and rooted in real life. Today, everyone is talking about health, diets are trending, advice is viral, reels decide what's good, what's bad, and the new buzzword is personalization. But here's the real question we are asking today. Are most people actually eating healthy or just eating what social media tells them is healthy? Because if wellness advice was working, people won't feel this confused. Today's episode is about personalized nutrition, understanding your body instead of blindly following the noise. Joining us is one of the India's most trusted voices in nutrition, Dr. Shilpa Arora, a leading nutrition expert and macrobiotic health coach known for blending science with real life nutrition plans that have transformed how thousands approach metabolism, digestion, and long term wellness. Dr. Shilpa, people today are more aware than ever. They read labels, they follow diets, and try to be disciplined. But even then, fatigue, bloating, low energy, and frustrations are everywhere. So, let me ask you that are people genuinely healthy today, or they are just following the trends which are over the social media without understanding what their body needs?
Thank you, Ajay, for inviting me. And this is such an important question because there's so much information out there and so much misinformation and so much confusion, right? There's a new name every other day. We hear of a new trend, a new name, and then people don't understand whether this is for me. A celebrity is following a particular plan, then I'll see a young 16-year-old doing it. So I just feel we need so much specific education and at the very primary level. And in all my programs, I'd love to say this, and I feel it should be implemented. Education about food has to be coming at the school level. How to grow your food, know your food, and not just food in a very holistic way. Why do you need to sleep these many hours? Why do you need to nourish your mind? Today we don't understand. We're just kind of blindly one side and the other side. There's so much confusion that I feel at the elementary level, if we are taught how to just do basics, that'll
Yeah.
be really such a great help.
I know. I love that word when you said grow, people need to know to grow the food. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you have spent almost about more than 17 years
Yes.
in this space, understanding nutrition, dealing with thousands of people, with their unique problems. And I'm sure you would agree that nutrition is not just a profession, but it's a responsibility. So let me ask you, what made you choose nutrition as your life's work? And was there a moment when you realized people are getting the wellness completely wrong?
Ajay ji, my love for food. First thing, I love food.
We all love food.
Yeah, we all love food. So I went into the kitchen and started cooking something. Then I decided what are the ingredients that I'm using, and I looked at the very beautiful ingredients, very raw ingredients. That led me to study nutrition. What is there in this specific food or this masala that I'm adding in here? So that led me to study nutrition, and then it was such a beautiful space that I was in when I read about turmeric, when I read about the basic things like soft that we put in our food, or maybe cinnamon that we add in our food. So there is a little therapy. I call it chikitsa in my little, masala dabba that we totally ignore. We're looking at very complicated things, but our own kitchens have the answers.
Yeah.
So if you're balancing life and we're just looking at cooking, and also, since I'm working for more than now 17 years, I feel when I speak to people, it's not just about food specific. It is a whole lot of other things. Whether you're sleeping well, what is your mental state? Are you mentally feeling stable? So there are so many aspects around it. Your nourishment is not just your body; it's also your mind. So if
Exactly.
that is nourished, there is total connection between your gut and your brain. So
Mm-hmm.
if your gut is feeling good, your brain is going to function at its optimum. And if your brain is functioning at its optimum, your gut health is going to be good and you're going to be digesting food at the best.
You mentioned something about the mind also being in the state. So, and you also mentioned that the gut and the mind are connected.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very interesting. I never connected with that. So, would you dwell a little
So
bit
the
more on
vagus
that?
nerve, it's all scientific. There is a
Huh?
vagus nerve that connects your gut health, your gut to your brain. So,
Okay.
and most of us must have realized the days we are feeling unhappy, your digestion is not okay, your stomach is not feeling well, you're not digesting food. So, your mind, the entire focus is all shifted. So there is a direct link, right? So
Yeah.
we focus, when I'm talking about health, I'm not just talking about a maths equation that this has 20 grams of this and 30 grams. Today, we are looking at food as a science project, as a maths equation. We are not looking at food as nourishment. What about absorption? What about assimilation? What happens when you're eating food and it goes inside your body? Are you even absorbing it well? Are you digesting it well? What is it
Mm-hmm.
doing to you? So let's not look at food as some sum or a difficult maths equation where we are all failing miserably.
Yeah, you are right, because when I feel unhappy, I start to eat more.
Yeah.
And then there are some
See?
people who are unhappy, they go like totally into into a shell, and they
Yeah.
don't eat. They just
Yeah.
you
They
know
shut down.
shut down. Okay,
Yeah.
so and we often see that two people eating the same food,
Yeah.
following the same plan, yet feel completely different.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you, why does the same healthy diet transform one person but leave another person feeling worse? Can you simplify what exactly is personalized nutrition and its need, especially in today's context? And are people aware what is personalized nutrition?
I don't think so, because as we started off with the fad diets and the trends that we are following. So I feel you have to be very specific. Your needs will be very different from mine. A man's needs, a woman's need, different stages of life. A 20-year-old, the output is different. A 40-year-old, the output is different. For a woman, different stages of the month. The cycle, the first 14 days, her nutrition requirements are different, and the 14 to 28 days, her requirements are different.
Is that only for women or for men
So for
also?
men also, so
Hmm?
your output. So if there is somebody who's physically so active, the nutrition requirements are totally different. And somebody is sitting on a desk in an air conditioned room, sedentary lifestyle, you can't give him the same kind of food. It's going to give him disease. At the same time, I can't talk about intermittent fasting to somebody who's physically so active. So you understand, it has to be very specific. If you come to me and you tell me, okay, fine, you know what, I have physical labor for 5 hours, your need is very
Yeah.
different. And somebody who is, you're just sitting on the laptop and you're doing nothing, you're just moving your fingers, how can I give you the same kind of food? So the same food given to that person and maybe to the sedentary person is going to have a different kind of result. So we need to be very, very specific, and we need to talk about it. So intermittent fasting is not for everybody, or
Mhm.
maybe a keto diet, or whatever the fancy name you suggest, or the new name, which I maybe not, I'm not aware of. But we need to be very, very specific, and we need to be smart enough to understand that what works for a particular celebrity may not work for me.
Exactly.
I may be in a different stage of life,
Yeah.
and maybe my requirements are different, my needs are different. So, yes, we need to
So
look.
since we are on this topic of personalized nutrition, okay, and it's the latest buzzword today, personalized nutrition. Is India ready for personalized nutrition?
It has to be ready, because look at how sick we are. We're the diabetic capital of the world. It's so sad when we look at the numbers, iron deficiencies, women are anemic, lipid profile. If you look at the markers, the biomarkers, the situation is very sad that we're talking about food and nutrition like no other time. Yet we are having these deficiencies, so means we are going wrong. We need to look into what we're doing, how we're doing. So also, Ajay, I would like to mention that we just look at food as, okay, fine, these are the, so what, being specific, we were talking about specific, food. So what I can give you for breakfast may be the most toxic food that you can have for dinner.
Mhm.
Right? So your requirements for a lunch, for dinner, where your digestive fire is at its peak, you can have a larger meal. But at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the evening, if you're coming back from work and you're having the same meal with the same nutrition profile, that might be so toxic for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we need to be very specific.
There are a lot of myths about nutrition. So let's talk about some breaking of these myths. Okay. So and what are the fears about food they have, the people they have? Okay. So and today one of the myth is that one healthy diet works for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you: is there really such a thing as a universally healthy diet? Okay. Or I would say, do you think it ignores difference in metabolism, in digestion, age, lifestyle, and stress levels?
Of course. So it has to be very specific to your age. So suppose you're a 16-year-old, your output is very different. Your needs are very different. Your expenditure is very different. Whereas a 40-year-old person, it's very different for women. They are going through different hormonal stages in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So for a young girl, maybe 19 years old, I have to give her very different things. And for a lady who's maybe perimenopausal, her needs are very different. So we can't, and also food specific, Ajay, I'd like to mention, maybe you are tolerant to milk, and that is a superfood for you. Now, I am lactose intolerant. That might not suit me. So one cannot, generalize and say, okay, fine, milk is a healthy food, okay for you, okay. How can, if that does not, that superfood, the same thing, glass of milk, maybe a superfood for me, not for, for you, not for me. So we need to be kind of, educated about what kind of food, what are your needs, and what is your age, where you're coming from. So all of these aspects need to be considered.
Fantastic. Another myth today is that eating less is means eating right. Okay, people skip their breakfast. Okay, or people skip their meals in the night. Not to have a heavy meal in the night. Does skipping meals or extreme portion control really helps, or does it confuse the body?
Mitahara is something that I always talk about. And we need it in India because there is so much availability of food. Fortunately, unfortunately, just at a finger, you can order and stuff. So there we're talking about 6 meals a day, 8 meals a day, and it's just going to make you sick.
Yeah.
Like we call people who eat more than 2 meals rogi. So that is what is happening. We're getting very sick because we are continuously chattering about food, talking about food, ordering food, because we become consumers, no? So
Yeah.
after one meal, we're thinking about what is my next snack, and I'll be nutritionally probably, and we have nutritional deficiencies even though we are having 6 to 8 meals a day. So we need to talk about mitahar, but again, we have to be specific to everybody. So somebody who is working very hard, I can't give him one meal a day. But somebody who is output is nothing, but we are sitting today, I know that my output is maybe just sitting in the flight for 2 to 3 hours. Now I can't have a big meal, I'm not allowed to. It's
Yeah.
going to make me sick. So we need to be kind of balanced where we are coming from. So mitahar, of course, your body heals when you're not eating. Your energy is preserved. It's not taken. Digestion takes a lot of energy, right? So, and we're all constantly digesting food. So the energy is rested, you're healing, and it goes up. But
Yeah.
again, it has to be specific. It can't be what is okay for me, can be okay for you.
I heard a new word today, mitahar.
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, I've never heard this word.
We
Can you-
need to talk about Mitahar. It's all in our scriptures, 3,000 years old. We need to open our scriptures. It's all there. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, your Charak Samhita. All these books are specifying of what the new fads and names that we talk of. Like we're talking of intermittent fasting. We know of autophagy now. Our yogis have been doing it for years together.
Mhm.
How were they channelizing their energy? It was because they were not constantly eating, and they were not weak. They were very powerful, right? So it's not necessary that you're eating a larger meal and constantly eating. In fact, it's doing the other thing. It's depleting your body. You're constantly digesting. Your gut is unhealthy because it's not rested. Constant food is coming. It's like, Ajay, imagine there is a fire burning, right? and I have a wood, so we are just trying to flourish the fire. If you put it very strategically, you're going to get a beautiful fire. But I keep dumping wood on top of it, the fire is going to
Yeah.
exhaust. So that is what we're doing with our meals. One
Keep
meal after the
dumping,
other
yeah.
meal. The meal before that is not yet digested. It's giving you acidity, but then you have another meal. Even if you're acidic, I see people just consuming for now. I'm very acidic today. I'll have this, I'll have that. I'll have an aerated drink.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
at what we're doing to ourselves and listen to our bodies. I think that's so important.
But this need for eating after a small meal or a heavy meal, let's have another meal.
Yeah.
Does the body trigger that?
Yeah, because we are constantly releasing insulin, and the minute we eat something, there is a spike.
Mhm.
Your blood sugar is spiking. Insulin is helping it channelize where it needs to go, but constantly doing it is making us very hungry, and it's a cycle.
Okay.
Right? So every time you eat, you need another meal. So you need to kind of balance and try doing this. People who've done intermittent fasting, I'm not a very big fan of intermittent fasting for everybody. It doesn't, we have to be very specific. But the meals that you kind of rest your body, the time that you're resting your body is healing, and you can sense a lot of peace. I do.
Okay. There's another myth, Dr. Shilpa, today is about protein powders.
Yeah.
And people say protein powders are harmful. And why are protein supplements so misunderstood? And what is your take on that?
See, we need to learn and we need to read labels. We need to educate ourselves. We need to understand about timings. This is like we're talking about the digestive fire. So if you're having it when your digestive peak is at its optimum, the quality of the product is good, and you are burning it out. For example, if you have a person, again, who's not, that output is not there, it's going to make a lot of acid in their body. But somebody who's physically very active can have uh, proportioned amounts at specific times. And then again, I am very particular. You need to read labels. It's very important to understand what you're taking, how you're taking, when you're taking.
Nice, that's nice. Well, I'm really enjoying with Dr. Shilpa today, about the myths and about those, we need to go back into those old historic things about, you mentioned something, some
Charak
myth.
Samhita.
Charak Samhita,
Charak
okay.
Samhita.
Yeah, those are tough
Ajay,
words.
I feel it should be a manual in schools. It should be necessary, absolutely, because the science is so authentic.
Yeah.
And that's how we used to eat, right? When we were growing up, these were the things we were doing. Food was
Yeah.
not looked at, numbers. Today, food has become like a number, like an equation.
Yeah.
Food was food because also your state of mind, right? So if you have had an argument and then you eat that meal, and when you're happy chatting with me and you're having that meal, the result is going to be very, very different. And it's
Correct.
reflected in the body. We're not talking about these things, and I think we should be educated
So
more than any time.
when you talk about education, you're saying that all these myths and all which is there about food and everything that should form a part of the education system
Yes.
right from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So-
we have to look at health holistically, right? So if you've not slept well, what's going to happen? Your food, the same food, is not going to be digested in the same way, right? So if your mood is not okay, the energy, food has energy, right? So anybody who's cooking for you, that was the science that we have, that is our scriptures, that is what they educated us
Yeah.
about, and we've forgotten all of that. And when you had that particular food, why was mother's food or mother's cooked meals still remembered? You still remember
Exactly.
what your mother made for
Yeah,
you, maybe a halwa or anything.
Yeah.
It was the energy. Now, the restaurants have the best food. Maybe they were very tasteful, and nutritionally also it might just cover all the profile. But why was that food well digested, well accepted, made you happy? You still remember it?
When you're talking of mothers and you're talking of mother, cooked food,
Yeah.
desi ghee is back into
Yeah.
into the need today. People are getting into desi ghee and all. What is the take on that? It's back. People are getting back to those old things about desi ghee and all. So, from a nutrition point of view, what do you say about desi ghee?
I feel, this was always there.
Yeah.
We just shun it. Sometimes it's the fat that's the demon. Then sometimes there's the protein that's the demon. Now it's the carbs that is the demon. It has to be all in a balance. Now in your plate, there has to be rice, there has to be lentils, there has to be a vegetable, and the ghee ka tadka. And why ghee? Because all your fat soluble vitamins that we talk of today, we talk of good skin, we talk of creams, we talk of potions and lotions. At your cellular level, vitamin A, D, E, K are your skin vitamins, are your hair vitamins. So if you want good hair, good skin at the cellular level, bahar se, you can just apply whatever you want.
Correct.
It's very superficial. At the cellular level, all these nutrients are absorbed when they get healthy fats. And ghee is the most purest form of good fats that we can give our bodies. I love ghee.
Oh, good to hear that. So ladies and gentlemen, if you love ghee, but listen to what Dr. Shilpa said. Tadka of ghee only. Don't pour the whole dabba into it, okay?
Portion.
Correct? Portion of it, right?
Again, we talk of mitahar.
Mitahar.
Mitahar. Yeah, smaller
Okay.
quantities.
Oh, that's a new buzzword, mitahar. I'm going to remember
this
that.
This should be the trend.
This should be the trend, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And, Dr. Shilpa, there's another, myth today, and people talk about it, okay, if it worked for him, it will also work for me, okay? Yeah. I mean, people often follow diets that are being worked for friends or celebrities or something they have seen on the social media. Yes. What do you say about that?
Ajay, I'd like to share an experience with you. And there was this young girl, and she was following a celebrity. And this celebrity, did one meal a day, probably, she was doing something. And she read about it, and she was a huge fan. So mindlessly, she started that.
Mm-hmm.
She got acne on her skin, hair fall. She couldn't sleep. Oh. There were dark circles. And she also was mentally very disturbed, because obviously when your nutritional requirements are not met, we are also a body of hormones. So this is a messaging center. So if you're not getting your vitamin D, you're not getting your specific nutrients in the right proportions, it affects your body as a whole. This body does not work in parts. It works as a whole. So if the nourishment is not optimum, your mind is going to be affected, your sleep is going to be affected, your mood is going to be affected. So every aspect of it is going to be affected. She was literally, any question I would ask her, she would start crying. Can you imagine how mentally she was disturbed and unhappy just to get that body profile of a particular celebrity? And I don't know how that particular celebrity, and I, talking about it more and more, because people do follow trends and celebrities. Yeah. So I think they should also be very mindful and talk about it, that we are probably doing it for 1 month, and because somebody has prescribed it, young children start doing it, and it's not okay. Like, they will suffer, and this is the result. And then we had to put her to a proper program, and we had to explain, we had to educate this to her, that you are going to get the body that you desire, but it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? So again, the education at the very elementary level, at the school level, how to grow your food, how to cook your food, what will happen if you don't sleep for those many hours, what is going to happen if you will not go out in the sun, right? Yeah. Very simple things. Correct. So how to cook your food, what is the importance of fresh food? We used to focus on fresh food.
Exactly.
Yeah. Taza khana, like the morning meal, we were not. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know. Taza khana. Yeah, I know.
Taza khana. Yeah. So the meal, people used to feel offended if I came to your home and you said this was made in the morning. I would look at you and say, okay, you didn't make a fresh meal. This is what we have grown up with.
Yeah, fresh meal, you can give salads and all. That's fresh.
Yeah, so whatever.
You should not feel bad, right?
Yeah, but put some effort there. I won't feel bad.
You don't feel bad about it. I'll take you back to, we discussed about protein, okay? Yeah. And protein has become one of the most discussed nutrients today, often without any, context. Tell me something, can blindly, increasing protein without understanding your body give the same results for everyone?
Not at all. It's going to give you more acid if you're not, the output is not there. If you are not utilizing it, it's going to give you problems. So it has to be well utilized. You have to be informed. So every, time I feel that, these fads come, one is a demon. Sometimes the fat is the demon, the protein is the hero, the carb is the demon. So these are all macronutrients, right? Your carbs, your fats, your protein. So then you need all three in specific, portions and your meals. So you need to kind of balance it and not mindlessly, feel that this is the hero. If I just take protein, everything will be fine. You need all your micronutrients. You need all your macronutrients. You need your B vitamins. You need the tadkas, the fats for assimilation of protein. So again, food has to be looked at the complete, like we look at the whole thali. It has to be integrated with all the things. Now, again, nobody talks of gut health. So if your gut health is compromised, how are you even digesting that protein? Right? The protein might be very superior quality, but we're not talking about gut health. We're not talking about digestion, assimilation. What is it doing to you? Are you ready for this protein? What is the time you're going to consume this protein? Right?
Correct, yeah.
So that balance.
So when you talk about proteins, today the fad word is also about proteins. You have proteins, you'll build up your body, or you will, have an ideal weight and everything. But along with protein, tell me something, how does your exercising or does it also add value in your appearance and everything?
So, Ajay, how are we going to build muscle if you're not going to move the muscle? No matter how much protein we are going to consume, if we are not going to contract this muscle, you're not using this muscle, you are losing it. You can have endless amount of protein. You're wasting it. It's becoming acid in your body. So when you're having protein, it has to be properly utilized.
Correct.
Right? So you have to use your body. Your body is meant to move. If you're not moving it, you're not allowed to take these things and think this is a magical pill or some magic wand is going to, transform your body and you're going to look like those heroes with perfect bodies. It's not going to happen. You have to sweat.
You have to sweat. So
to.
protein along with an ideal, I would say, exercising or a daily routine
Absolutely.
of moving yourself.
Lift your body.
Lift your body.
Yeah, your own body weight. Do something. Get up.
Yeah.
We are just doing lip movement and we feel that we are allowed to. We are not allowed to have that protein.
So what you said was keep moving, right?
This muscle has to contract.
Perfect. So ladies and gentlemen, you heard that. You can have proteins, okay, but if you don't move, so combination of proteins and, exercising, that's the ideal, okay? And this brings me to another thing now is that people often rely only on weight or appearance to judge health. So what role do biomarkers like metabolism, inflammation, nutrient levels, and recovery markers play in truly understanding what the body needs?
Yeah. So today, we are blessed that we have all these, tests and biomarkers that we can test and we can kind of come to a conclusion. So when I look at somebody, if I get the picture, that this is the nutritional requirements, these are the gaps, we can kind of cover it very sensibly, right? So it's a great help from a nutrition aspect, right? When we're prescribing something, so we know these are the gaps. So there are a lot of good things that have come with whatever the science that we have today. There's a lot of research happening, and the biomarkers are a great help. I get to know the HbA1c, the blood sugar, the lipid profile, the liver, everything. We have the detailed information, even hormones for that matter, which gives me such a beautiful picture of where a woman, somebody's coming to me and talking of hair fall. I want to look at her hormonal levels. If men are coming with their problems, we need to look at the hormones. That is where the messages are going, and that is where the gap is. So it's very, it becomes easier for us to cover gaps if we have this information, which is very important, I feel.
No, that leads me to another question. Interestingly, why is this shift from guesswork to data-led nutrition such a game changer for long-term health, longevity, which you're talking of today?
So we have the detailed information. We are not just doing trials and we're not just doing guesswork. We have the information right in front of us. We know that this needs to be addressed. This is the problem. We need to address this. So we have the data in front of us. And when we are addressing the problem, we again then look at the data. So if after 6 months I've treated somebody and after 6 months we've got all the information, we can see where we are progressing, what we still need to pay attention at. So which is great, right? So we get all that specification, and we're not just doing guesswork that, okay, fine, you're not feeling okay, maybe this is the problem, maybe that is the problem. We have a detailed information before we start and even after we worked with them. So which is great help for me when I'm working with the clients.
Yeah, there's a lot of information available today. And also when we talk about the supplement space, it has become really crowded, okay? And there are powders, there are pills, there are shortcuts, and there are, bold claims everywhere. You being a nutritionist with 17 years, more than 17 years of experience in this field, I mean, how important is it to choose supplements that are, globally researched, science-backed, and tested,
Yes.
and instead of falling for just quick fixes
Yeah.
and, the local trends or follow that fad diet.
Yeah. No, again, the space is very crowded. It's very difficult to, kind of educate people and prescribe supplements. So yes, globally researched, very important. They have to be science backed. You have to look at the ingredients. You have to see that they are well researched. So all those, all this information is integral when you're using supplements. But also with the availability of supplements today, we see so many gaps. Nutritional deficiencies are really prevalent. Like, if you get them tested, there is so much nutritional gap that is, that we see today. And so, of course, the supplements are all not the same. So we need to kind of pay attention to what we are consuming. Mindlessly, if you're having a supplement and it's not researched, it's not scientifically backed, it's not doing any good, rather
Yeah.
harm.
I know you mentioned sometime earlier was also about read the label.
Yes.
Okay. How important is it to
Very,
read the
very
label?
important. Very important. Something is going inside you.
Yeah.
Like anything that is going inside this body, which is to be treated like a temple, we need to kind of read what is going in. Like, I am very close to this subject. How can you? Like, we are, we're so careful how we're going to design our homes, what we are going to put in our cars, what we are going to put in our suitcase when we go travel. What about your body?
True.
Like, when we're traveling,
True.
what are
Very
you putting
true.
in your body?
Yeah, very
right?
true. Yeah.
So this is a temple. This is where you live, right? So you need to respect it. So you need to study and you need to read. And today we are so aware. If there is some word that is confusing, please go back and look at what it is. And if you think this is not okay for you, drop it.
Mitahara.
Mitahara.
Mitahara. Okay.
I'm going to give you the spellings of it.
Perfectly. I look forward to that.
Mitahara.
Mitahara.
Kam khao.
Kam khao.
Kam khao.
लेकिन
और
healthy खाओ.
Healthy khao. जो एक meal हो, this should be very good. And then don't think about food all the time. I think we're thinking about food constantly. Abhi kya? It's okay.
और
Now
exercise
just
भी करो साथ में.
yeah, give it a break. Like,
Okay.
if you the Mitahar concept,
Yeah.
I feel that you can focus more.
Okay.
I'm telling you can work like brilliantly
Okay.
because all the energy is channelized here.
Perfect. I know you're talking so easily about, Mitahar and protein supplements. So let's make this practical, okay? Something that our viewers, can simply take a note of. So something or somebody who is living a hectic Indian lifestyle with long hours, stress, you talked about travel, kya pack karna hai, okay, etc. What does realistic nutrition actually look like?
Simplify your food. Just simplify your food. Simple things like dal, chawal or sabzi is going to give you all your nutrition with the ghee ka tadka that I was talking about. Now, if you can't make your meals, there's so much availability, Ajay, today. We have this, you have curd, which is high protein. There are so many things that are available today on the move. Like, for example, you can pack things like fermented food, like a dosa, like a idli. So easy, the choices today that we have. Luckily, if you kind of put your mind to it, we have all that available. We choose not to have it.
Okay.
Right? So when I am traveling, and I'm traveling extensively, and I feel that, there is so much available today. Making the right choices, making conscious choices. And you can't constantly, I think, again, Mitahar, if you make it 2 meals, it becomes easier, no? When you're traveling or you have a hectic, you have just 2 meals to manage. Whereas if you have 8 meals to manage when you're on a busy schedule, easier, no? I'm not thinking about food all the time. So simple, 2 meals, okay.
Let me ask you something personal. When you talk about when you're traveling, what is those few things you always are mindful of when you travel while eating?
See, first thing is hydration. I make sure, because we don't realize when we're traveling at home, we generally, the water and all those things are there. But when we're traveling, we miss out because we're constantly working. So I make sure that I'm drinking warm water because it's better absorbed by the body. And then I make the right choices. So, for example, I know that, my breakfast and then my second meal will be maybe in the evening. So here I'm going to have something nourishing so that nourishes me and gives me the energy that I need throughout the day. And then evening is again a very solid meal. So 2 meals I have to plan, which is very easy for me to do because it's not also complicated.
What's your favorite meal, if I may ask
I
you?
love dosa.
You love dosas?
I love dosa, and I'm in Bangalore, so I just look at this meal dosa, right?
Yeah.
Dosa, sambar, and chutney. Look at the brilliance of this meal. It's fermented. It's got all your protein profile, the dosa and the sambar, and then it's got those healthy fats in the coconut ka chutney. Amazing.
Yeah.
Look at this meal. It's awesome. I'm looking forward for nice lunch.
Oh, well, you're in Bangalore. Of course, you're going to enjoy the dosa.
dosa.
But tell me something, that if someone eats, at least 3 to 4 times outside, okay, what can they do to stay fit without guilt or, that extreme eating out?
So I haven't understood your question. So
Okay, let me rephrase this.
Yeah.
I said, since you're traveling to Bangalore,
Yeah.
you're looking forward to eating a dosa, but there are people who eat at least 3 or 4 times outside.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, no?
Yeah.
So I'm telling them not to.
Okay, so what should they do and they should not feel guilty or extreme?
So they can, again, if you're asking me what kind of meals, so if there's a non-vegetarian egg, boiled eggs is so easy to do. Like I'm just giving you answers that, idlis are so easy to pack and do. Then you have these Greek yogurts that you can pack and you can take with you. So fruits that you can pack with you. So there are so many things that one could kind of manage sensibly. There is a whole lot. So these few simple things that I've suggested, but there are a lot many.
Yeah. Supplements, do they form a part of it if you are into
You can, but if you can't carry a big bag of supplements, or you can, your specific supplements you can carry. I always carry my magnesium.
Or you do carry your supplements along with you?
But I work out a lot.
Yeah.
So my workout is a day I haven't gone to the gym like today. I have a sense of
Guilt.
I do.
Okay.
It's not about food because I'm very focused over there, but my workout is important.
How long is your workout?
45 minutes.
And what do you focus on?
One body part or maybe 2 body parts.
Okay. And you keep changing every day?
I keep changing every day.
Let's hear it from you.
Let's
hear your regime, okay?
I am going to miss it all the more, Ajay. Today was my arms, my upper body. I do my back. Legs is 2 days I try, but because I'm traveling so much, so shoulders, one body part I have to take up. Okay. And I love it. It's like, my passion. I love it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Dr. Shilpa that, focus on your body part, whatever your exercise regime might be, but keep focusing on each and every body part. Yeah. Keep moving each and every body part.
And you'll feel younger. I'm telling you, in my 20s, I didn't feel that I had this much amount of energy, and the kind of work that I'm doing now, it's, I'm shocked at times.
Okay.
My daughter the other day, she messaged me, how do you do this? Because I have that energy. Again, I feel the secret sauce I've given you, Mitahara.
Mitahara.
Keeping your body very light, no?
Yeah, I need to understand that. Maybe I'll spend more time with you or get into the books and myths and understand what Mitahara.
I feel a lighter body.
Okay.
Can do so much more. You're just so vibrant with energy. You're jumping from here to there. You're working. Your focus is here. Constant eating also makes you lethargic.
Got it.
Right? And the wrong kind of food, of course.
Okay. When you talk about food, what is the simplest diet framework that most people can realistically follow?
Just have, and I'm very specific about this. So 3 meals a day, if you are under 40, 2 meals a day, over 40, 50 plus, you should be slowly trying towards 1 meal a day and a lighter, maybe breakfast. And that'll keep you healthy, disease-free.
Okay. So, health doesn't change overnight. We all understand that it changes through small, repeatable action. And this special segment of ours today is like 1% better every day. Yeah. You also mentioned about small meals, okay? And today's program is curated specially to encourage everyone, talk about who are watching us today, to talk about and take that one step towards the living their best life. So, shall we start on those topics?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay. So, let me ask you this, okay? 3 daily habits that make the biggest impact.
Sleeping on time and exercising, very, very important. And having balanced meals and not having snacks all the time. So I was talking about this earlier, 6 meals, 8 meals. Just restrict it to whatever your requirements are. 2 waqt ki roti ya 3 waqt ki. That's it. 3 times or 2 times. That's going to make you healthy.
Perfect. Okay. 3 foods most people should include regularly.
Fermented food, very important. So that's I was talking about dosa and idli.
Uh-huh.
Very, very important. Your pickles, I talk about kanji. Fermented food is so important because if your gut is healthy, only then can you vibrate.
But kanji is normally, mostly in the north, right?
Yeah, I'm from the north.
Okay.
I spoke about dosa.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go to the north now. Ghee, we were talking of ghee.
Yeah.
For your fat soluble vitamins to be properly absorbed by the body. So ghee ka tadka is very important. And your seasonal fruits and vegetables, very, very important. Yeah.
Okay. So from inclusion, let's come to exclusion. 3 things people should actively reduce or avoid or exclude.
Aerated drinks, completely,
Uh-huh.
completely sugar free, non-sugar free, whatever it's called. Don't have it. Then white flour, maida items, sugar, too much of sugar consumption, and limit alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't like it, I think. You didn't nod very
No.
convincingly. Limit it, okay.
So, Dr. Shilpa, let me ask you, we talked about personalization, okay? Many people, they get their, blood tests done and don't know what to do next. So, what are the top nutritional markers people should actually pay attention to before changing their diet?
Very, very important. And most of us, we are the diabetic capital of the world. So I feel your HbA1c, your fasting sugar, very important. You should have this information with you. And because it gives you a very good picture of what is happening. Because your body, if there is inflammation, this marker is going to tell you exactly what's happening. And there you can control at the very initial stages. Hormone panel, very, very important again, because hormones are playing a very critical role in your, it's the messages that we are getting constantly. How well you're sleeping, how well you're digesting food, how is everything in your body functioning. So hormone panel, which we miss out. Thyroid, T3, T4, TSH, very, very essential. These are the very basics. Then of course we have so many more today that we can look at. And your lipid profile, I need to know your HDL, your LDL, your VLDL. So this gives me clear picture of what is happening and what we need to kind of address. So yeah, so we have a lot more, but these are the most important that one must get done.
Must have. Okay. Okay, and there are different age groups today. There are the 20s, there are the 30s, there are the 40s and beyond. What is your advice to each of these specific age groups? What is the kind of diet they should follow, and how should it change as they move up the, I would say, the age band,
So Ajay, your metabolism changes, your body, how it performs, how it behaves. Again, we were talking of hormones. It's very different in your 20s and it's very different in your 40s. A lot of people, like ladies, would come to me, even men for that matter. So many years back, we used to have the same food. Now this is, I'm gaining so much weight. I haven't changed anything. But you have to understand that you are not in your 20s. Your body's requirements were very different then. There was more wear and tear. The output was more. Today your needs are different. So what you did in your 20s is not going to work now. Absolutely not. So if you had 3 chapatis then, okay. Now if you're doing the same thing, you're going to pile on weight. Right? So it has to be very specific that, okay, fine, that I am this particular age. So I tell ladies that don't think of it like, 5 years before I used to do the same thing. This is one line I get. 5 years before I did the same thing, I used to have the same 2 chapatis and sabji. Nothing has changed. Nothing in my plan has changed. Why am I gaining weight? You're gaining weight because now your body is behaving differently. Your hormones are behaving differently. Your metabolism is slowing down. So your body is transforming in every stage. This body is changing, constantly changing. And we have to accept the fact. Now, even if you look at how we looked when we were 5 years old, was very different. So our requirements are going to be different. When I was 15, you looked very different. When you are 50, you're going to look very different. So how can you consume the same food when you are 5 and then you're 15 and then you're 50?
Correct. Yeah.
Common sense.
Yeah.
We need to kind of look at it that, okay, what I did at 5, maybe I could have more dessert. I could have a laddu or I could have my ice cream. But at 50, if you do that, it's going to produce so much toxin in your body because your body is not growing
Yeah.
like it was at that age of when you were 5 and you were running around like a little monkey. Now you're not. So why are you allowed? And your body has changed. You have to
Correct.
accept the fact that this body is transforming constantly. So as we are moving towards a certain age, 40, 50, we have to slow down. We have to change. Our workout is not the same,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So 5-year-old child who's coming, who's jumping around, doing everything at 50, do you justify that? We'll have 10 different excuses that people will make. I can't walk, my back is aching, this is happening, that is. How can you consume the same food of a 15-year-old? How are
Correct.
you allowed?
Correct. Yeah.
Because we're constantly thinking of food, eating food, so we have to make some sense of what we're doing. So I think
So, taking it from here, I mean, also as you age, you need those extra nutrients
yeah,
or supplements. Do you
Yeah.
feel that as you age, the requirements for a nutrient
yeah,
or
very different.
are different when you're 20, but the supplements requirement, the nutrient requirements change when you move 50 and beyond. So,
Absolutely.
so what would be your advice? What to add when you are moving up 50 to 60?
See, I feel absorption is compromised, right? So we cannot have the same kind of supplements that we were consuming in our 20s or in our 30s. When we are 50, our absorption level is different. How we are going to use that up is very different. Our body needs are very different. So we don't absorb the nutrients from food. So we need some supplements, some additions, because our guts are compromised. We've used this body for so long and we've
Mhm.
not used it. We have misused this body, right? So, if we need to kind of balance it out, we need to give it different supplements. We need to give it different kind of food. We need to balance it around what we're consuming. So, the same food that we had in our 20s is better absorbed at that stage. At 50, it's absorbed differently, right?
Correct.
Because metabolism has changed. Our
Yeah.
body is performing differently. It's not as optimum, right? We have to consider that we are aging. It's not as optimum as when we were 20. So, obviously, your supplement profile will also change. Right?
Got it.
So we need different supplements. We need more gut health. We need to focus more on gut health. We need to focus on the right kind of fats, the protein, the good quality of the food that we are consuming. So all of that comes with it. It's very, very essential.
Okay, so it was wonderful talking to you, Dr. Shilpa, today, and most of us aren't trying to be perfect with our health. We are just trying to feel better, have energy, I would say good energy, and do right by our bodies. What is that one last message or closing message would you like to give to our viewers?
So I feel practice makes a man perfect. So if I tell you, let's do 10 push-ups, maybe today you can't, but practicing one push-up every day and you do it for 3 months, I promise you'll be able to do 25 or 30 or maybe 50, or you may surprise me also. So when we're talking of Mitahara, when we're talking about little changes that we are making, like not having aerated drinks, or maybe adding fermented food, or adding ghee to our diet, just take baby steps. It's not going to happen overnight. So you don't feel frustrated that kal hi ho jayega, tomorrow I'm going to shed all this weight, I'm going to be healthy. Give yourself some time. 6 months. Practice makes a man perfect. Take your baby steps and give it 6 months, 1 year, whatever your goal is. And it is going to happen because we are people of habits. So we need to inculcate good habits. Like we
Correct.
got the
Yeah.
bad, dirty habits.
Yeah.
Now we should get the good
Good
ones.
habits.
And
Perfect.
practice.
That's nice. I mean, wonderful insights from you, and maybe that starts what you just mentioned by stopping the comparison
Yeah.
we are doing today and starting to understand what truly is needed by our body. It's like more of personalization, because everybody today talks about
It's different.
personalization. Okay, and you also mentioned whatever you eat or the supplements, it's all about understanding your
Yeah.
body, trusting science, and choosing consistency over extremes.
Yes.
Mitahara.
Mitahara.
Mitahara. Okay.
Mitahara.
Thank you for that advice. And ladies and gentlemen, as you heard Dr. Shilpa, it is important that as you move from 20s to 30s to 40s and 50 and beyond, your body needs more personalization. It needs more what is required for your body. So listen to your body, and as Dr. Shilpa said, it's all about absorption. Okay, so what you're absorbing at 20 years, it'll be different when you're 50 and beyond. So watch your body, listen to your body, and make those changes. And of course, as she said, supplements are important, but they change with your age group. So thank you so much, Dr.
you so
Shilpa. It was a
much.
pleasure having you here. And thank you for all those insights you gave us today about nutrition and clearing all those confusions which are there and also breaking the myths. I enjoyed my session with you, and I'm sure the viewers would have also enjoyed the session because, when you talk about nutrition, it is about feeling good. Your body, ladies and gentlemen, isn't wrong. You just need to listen to it a little better. Now, if this episode helped you even a little, like it, subscribe it, and share it with someone you have been struggling with food and health. This is Live Your Best Life Unscripted. Until next time, question the noise, respect your body, and build health that truly lasts.